Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and if you've been keeping your literal ear to the proverbial ground, you may well have heard that there is a brand new system update for the Nintendo Switch. We're currently rocking version 9.0, and there's actually some new stuff. It's not just stability. There's a couple of new things, like you can change the sensitivity of the touchscreen and stuff like that, so you can like make it specific to, more specific to stylus control. Some really weird stuff, but the thing that is most interesting is not the fact that on the Switch Lite you can make it so that the buttons don't do anything, no. If you've been following the Switch for a while, then you may well know that for some reason, on the controllers, the home button, it's got this weird little sort of bit of plastic around it. It appears maybe semi-transparent, and you know what? That's because it's actually a little window, and there's an LED behind it. I know. In fact, I can prove it. If you, plug it into a computer and you turn Steam on, which I'm gonna have to do now, when you've actually got the Steam running, which hopefully this will work now. I've got it on the screensaver, but let's see what happens. So I plug it in, and yay! It actually worked. I genuinely thought it wasn't for a second then. But yeah, as you can see, let's zoom in. What am I talking about? I can just move it closer to the camera, because it's a nice big thing. Can we focus on that, please, Gerald? Thank you very much. Yes, as you can see, this is now lit up and all blue and stuff. And yeah, it's a thing, and Nintendo has never used it. They had something similar on the Wii U, and they barely used that as well. I mean, just imagine Nintendo having a feature they don't fully utilize. I mean, that's just... But now there is a new alarms setting in the Switch. There's an alarms feature, and at the moment, it does absolutely nothing. But what's more interesting is when you go into the settings, you can state that when it's in sleep mode, and you get an alarm notification, it'll light up and vibrate. Yeah, it actually just mentions it in the menu and just talks about it like it's the most normal thing in the world and that it's always been there and Nintendo's always known about it, which obviously they have, but they could have fooled me. Honestly, it is weirdly exciting in a bizarre way. I mean, the Switch has been out for what, 2.5 years now? And we are finally getting a use for this little LED? I mean, come on. It does refer to it specifically as the notification LED, so we thought, wow, does that mean that we can use it for anything? Could it work with other things? You do get notifications, but it's usually just appears up here and it's like, Bill Sykes is playing Fish Splish HD, which is fine, but I mean, it didn't really serve much purpose. And even then, we've got this notification LED, why is it not being used? So we thought maybe finally it is. So we tried our best. We tried every single possible angle. We tried inviting ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean this is 3 or 4 grown men spending their entire morning sending notifications back and forth over the internet because we're adults. We tried sending friend requests. We tried using the Nintendo Switch Online app to invite people to games. We tried using third-party games that have an invite system like Realm Royale and, all those other ones that use kind of their own internal system, which surprisingly didn't work. None of it worked! None of it bloody worked! We could not get that little bloody LED to light up. And we tried everything, I know some people may be rushing to the comments saying, you need to update your controller. We did that. Didn't help. This is one of the only ways you're ever going to see this little LED for the time being. But in the future, when alarms come in, and these are alarms not like, setting an alarm to wake me up in the morning, because that really is redundant, but it is still something Nintendo would probably do. It's like in-game alarms, so I'm guessing like when I don't know, like a game like Tetris 99, there's a new thing that goes, wah! There's a new mode, or, there's a thing happening, go and play it. Something like that, or, what's Animal Crossing. That's the one. It'd be kind of cool if you could, say, send me an alarm, send me a notification when my trees have grown, and then on the day you'll get a notification at 9 o'clock in the morning or something saying, hey, your trees are ready, and your Switch will go, and it'll light up, and there's something weirdly pleasing about that. Although, why can't we just use it for notifications as well? The whole thing's kind of bizarre, to be honest, and I think the only reason that Animal Crossing came up when we were chatting about it this morning is because Animal Crossing was originally due to come out this year, probably around about this time, or maybe shortly afterwards, maybe the end of the year, the Christmas game or something. But it got delayed until 2020 because they wanted to make it a good and not kill the people making it, which we're groovy with. And this kind of update all sort of fits in nicely with the kind of Animal Crossing vibe that goes on. So if it was planned that this was going to come out and then the game, you know, there maybe wasn't really much of a reason to not just release this part and just get it, you know, just get it done, get it out of the way, move on with life. And then when Animal Crossing does come out, hooray, we've got us some alarmy doos. On a slightly unrelated note, we were also never able to get that online invitations thing to work at all. Like that little menu that appears and says, invites you've had from friends to play games online. Didn't matter what we did, couldn't get anything to appear in there. If you've had better luck than us, let us know in the comments. If you haven't had any more luck, then just let us know what you think about this this recent update, version 9.0. It's good for the metrics. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you try and bring a little bit of blue light into that subscribe button's life, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. Incidentally, little studio update. Obviously there's some soundproofing up, which you may have seen in a previous video. Also, I've only got a blooming light now, haven't I? I think it looks cracking, and I got a plant. I went to IKEA. Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and if you've been keeping your proverbial ear to the literal ground, although actually it's the other way around.